Yeah, I mean, like you hit your 30s for me and it was like, I have no shame left to give to the world, so I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. And that was kind of my tale.
This is College Presents the Millennial Girls Podcast, sponsored by Dezo. Welcome back to another episode of the Millennial Girls Podcast. I'm Racquel
And I'm Natasha.
And if you're new here, welcome. Peace, love, and unicorns. That's our motto here. We are millennials. We have issues. We talk about them. And that's pretty much what we do.
That is not what we do, Racquel.
Yes, it is. We don't
talk about just our issue. Okay, first
Most
of all,
of the time
we talk a lot about mental health. We like to have guests come on that, give us good advice and tips in life. And we like to get funny and not take ourselves too seriously, which is why we have today's guests.
That is why. Also, you need to rate us a 5-star review in the Apple Podcast store. I don't know why I need to another word after Apple Podcast.
No
Place.
Just say 5-star review, Apple Podcast.
There, and
Done.
Subscribe on YouTube and
that's
ring
all
the
that
bell.
needs to happen.
Anyway, we have some really funny friends who are basically our doppelgangers in Austin. A blonde and a brunette. There's gonna be 4 of us. It's gonna be a lot. Let's all take a deep breath right now. Ashley and Mandy, Mashley Comedy, welcome on our podcast.
Thank you so much. What an intro. Love it.
If you didn't watch, I went on 5 blind dates, kind of, actually.
Yeah.
Thanks to all of you.
Yes.
And it was pretty comical, I must say.
Yeah.
It was that. It was comical.
Are you sure? I think you were a little more concerned than laughing.
When I watched it back, it was pretty comical.
No, yeah, it was super fun. We had a great time. It was these ladies' ideas to get her on a blind Zoom date situation. And let's just say there was a French guy and then a really cheap guy. And anyways, you just have to go to their podcast, so they can plug that right now if you want to watch that and listen to that episode, because it was hilarious.
Yeah. There was a mole
yeah,
going
check out
on.
Funny Girl's Guide. You gotta see the whole thing, because Racquel, it came down to the wire between a somewhat serious guy and then a guy with a French accent who loved tigers. So,
Who ended up having purple hair, which I
don't
loved.
give it away.
Now people are gonna want to go watch it. It's fine. All right, Mandy and Ashley, you guys are so funny. You guys are comedians. You guys are actresses. You write. You do all this really cool stuff that everyone wants to do but doesn't because they're not confident enough in themselves. So when did you guys? First of all, how did you guys meet?
We actually met in an improv class. And we hit it off right away, and we started an improv troupe. And so that's how we started performing together. But both of us, I didn't start taking the class until I was 35. I think that's right. Yeah, because it's going to be my 2-year improv anniversary. So before that, I had a blog, and I have 3 little kids. So I was writing my blog, but I secretly wanted to perform, but was scared to. And then with improv and finding Ashley, and we were performing with 2 other girls at the time, but I was that built my confidence. And we work really hard, but it snowballed for us in quarantine. We were able to do this virtual show where we got Chelsea Handler and Iliza Schlesinger. And so we were okay, let's just go for it. We're going to do sketch. We're going to write TV pilots. We just, we waited so long to do what we wanted to do. At least for me, that I'm fucking going hard now.
Balls to the wall, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you hit your 30s for me and it was I have no shame left to give to the world, so I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. And that was kind of my tale. So
I have no shame left to give. Yeah, I think that's gonna be kind of the theme of this episode, actually, because that's literally that's the perfect way to call it. So we're calling the episode that because that's great.
No shame left to give. Okay, so we've had, I think, perfect, because we've had some serious episodes. We started off this year with therapy, talking about therapy and self-love and all of that, being an entrepreneur. I want to know the most embarrassing stories so far.
Please.
Because she's had some embarrassing stage stories. I mean, I'm just always embarrassing every day of my life, everything I do. Blonde moments all day, every day. So what are some embarrassing stories?
Well, we've got plenty solo, but together we've done a lot of sketches where we do imagine the most cringiest jackass moments from Jackass years, but put like two
loved it.
chicks in there and we're out in the wild filming these things. So I don't know, Mandy, what do you think?
I
was
don't get
your-
embarrassed about it. Like we showed up in our Marie Antoinette costumes. We have these really elaborate Marie Antoinette costumes, and we just did like crazy shit. And then we recited WAP.
I need a hard hitter. I need a deep stroker. I need a henny drinker. I need a weed smoker.
In them, we did like a what is that sparkling drink that I don't like, Ashley? The White Claw. We did a White Claw
Blanc.
challenge,
Oh, great.
La Claw Blanc, in Marie Antoinette outfits, but we also went to like a Starbucks in them, and people were
Le
so
Claw Blanc.
La Claw
Le
Blanc.
Club
Wait.
Blanc.
Wait, can you please like reenact a little bit of this? So like, I know you don't have the costume this moment, but for the people listening, if you were to have your big wig on and your dress and everything, how did the WAP recitation go?
Recitation.
Well, it's important to
Recital.
note that, you know, when they walk, they have a little like, they always do this. My character's name was Marie So Fat. You were
Titiana Le Poussoir.
Titiana Le Poussoir. And
Titiana.
I have to get into it. As fate would have it. So from the top, make it drop.
Okay.
people
We can
would
dig
up
that.
us,
Maybe
so-
we should have had Dale come on.
Right.
Oh, who's Dale?
Oh, our friend Dale, when WAP dropped, we had a whole discussion about it
Yeah.
because
we literally dedicated a whole episode to WAP.
yes, it was a heated, passionate discussion.
Yeah, it was great. But it would have been fun to have. It would have been funny if he would have been on this listening to you guys with the accents. Like, that would have been great.
Well, we were
Oh
so
my goodness.
inspired by WAP. I love it so much. We ended up writing our own version of it as DAP or DOP, I guess, if you will. So it was dry ass pussy, but it was us as Karens. And then we had an epiphany. Like we made a music video. We'll send it to you guys. And we were a little apprehensive to put it out there. And yeah, like our producer was like, do you guys want to start an OnlyFans site? We're like, no.
I still don't
Oh my
know
God,
if
can
she
you please
fully
start an
understood
OnlyFans with the Marie Antoinette look?
Yes.
Like, that would be hilarious.
it. We charge by the ankle, you know?
Please.
It's the only way. I do have to say though, I think for me the most like moment where like when we're in the characters, we're like doing the thing. The one that I was like, yikes, we're just making a fucking scene is when I was Machine Gun Kelly and Mandy
Oh,
was
stop.
Megan Fox, and we were like staring into each
Yes.
other's eyes, reciting our love for each other at a mall. So most cringy.
So
and
there were a lot of
sorry.
bystanders.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're like, what's going on? But then it was weird. They would be like, that's a weird sight, but they would keep walking, like, you know, just like, oh, yeah, just another like.
I mean,
Machine
like,
Gun
did you
Kelly.
expect them to join in on the fun or like?
Well, we did
Sometimes people
pretend.
stare.
People stare sometimes, but I feel like people are delighted or be like, what are you two up to? But we did almost get kicked out of a Restoration Hardware because I was pretending as Megan Fox. I'm like, I bought this for you. I bought this house for you. Cause it's like out the Domain. Here is like our gorgeous mall and they have this beautiful Restoration Hardware and Ashley's like filming me. And I was like, I bought this for you, babe. I love you so much. And they come out and they're like, you can't bring that in here. Like they were like, they had nothing else to do because it's in quarantine. You know, nobody's in the store. And they
Right.
just wanted to come and like bark at us a little bit, but that's the only place we almost got kicked out of.
That's hilarious. Wait, so like, did you actually try to do some of the dance moves with the wigs and everything? Like, I need that visual in my life.
Oh, from the music video?
WAP.
Oh, why didn't you
No.
do that?
We didn't do that. That was a huge mistake. We did Karen
Can you
things.
please? Wait, if you still have those costumes, can you please do at
Yeah.
least like an Instagram reel or a TikTok, like trying to do the splits, but like struggling with like the wig on? Because that would just make
That would be
my
amazing.
year.
Yeah, we'll have to go
You
rent
got
them
it.
again. But I think we were so sad to give them back. It was like this like ridiculous like
You were
hundreds
like,
of
"This is
dollars
our-"
costume, and like we were like, do we actually need to just buy
Oh
this
my
because
God.
we did so much with the
Should
Marie.
we keep this?
Yeah.
Like,
But we
where's the
could do it
investment?
Oh my
with
God,
with
that's
the
so
Karen
funny.
costumes we still got. So
Oh, yeah, we
you
can
know,
be
we
Karens.
can.
There you go.
Oh my God, I love it. So if that was like stories that you had together, how about apart? Because I'm sure you have plenty of those.
Oh boy.
At least like think of.
improv is like people do whatever. Like they come invade
Yeah.
your space. So were you ever like, whoa, no?
I think
Bye.
the thing is for me is like I'll overthink about what I've said where I'm like, oh man, there are so many other things that I could have said, but if it gets cringy, Ashley knows this about me, I will just roll across the stage. I'm like, if the scene needs to end, or if I'm like, that's it, and they're still standing there, I will literally just roll. Or if I'm like, I don't like what I just said, just roll across the stage, and I'm usually wearing, some tight Hervé Leger dress, and I just roll it across the floor.
Because why not?
Okay, that's now we know when she's rolling. We know why.
The scene is it. It's done.
Cut.
My downfall is whenever I'm like, ooh, we got to save this scene. This is dying. Like, no one's laughing. I will just pull up my pants to the point where I have an epic camel toe and it kills every time. And I don't know why that's my go-to, but I'm like, we're going to make y'all laugh. And you're going to become
You're like, you are going to crack a smile.
Yeah.
And maybe crack a camel toe.
And crack something else. I don't know.
Did you? Oh God! Did you both always have this sort of sense of humor, or like since you were kids, or did you grow into it?
Did you find it?
Because like these are things that, like, no offense, like I'm not meaning this in any mean way. It's the truth. Is when I was a kid, I would do stuff like this with my friends, like where I would pull my pants up to my shoulders and we would cry for days. But like, as grown millennial adults now, do we? She starts rolling in the background.
I was like, Mandy, you rolling?
Like it got awkward. Sorry.
I thought you were gonna start
like,
rolling.
are you rolling?
I thought you were gonna start rolling. That would have been so epic, though, if you did.
I'll do it for you. I mean, there's like a tiny couch back there.
No, but okay, sorry. For real, though. Like, so was it something that you guys always were doing since you were kids, or like, how did that all transpire?
For me, at least, like, I realized very quickly in life, like, I may not be like the most demure or well-behaved person or like most beautiful person or thinnest person in the room, but I could make you laugh and I could entertain the shit out of you. That became kind of like a shtick where it was like, okay, I'll work the room this way. This will be my thing. And you just kind of become the funny friend where it's like, it's a good role. Like, I mean, I wouldn't want it any other way. I don't want to be the smelly friend or anything else. So, but Mandy, how about you?
I feel like I was like, you wouldn't know until we were close enough. And then you'd be like, oh, she's got a mouth on her. Not like a potty mouth, really. But like, I think people expect you, especially when you're mom, to like be a certain way or look a certain way. And, then when you get closer and you're like, oh, she's got a little mouth there. So it would like take a little time for me to warm up. And now I'm just going to share that. I'm just going to share everything that's on my mind.
Just going to share it with the world.
I'm just going to be myself.
That's right.
Okay, so that's my next question. No, like, because you are a mom, right? So obviously you guys are Karen whopping all over and
Marie Antoinette-ing.
Megan and Machine Gun Kellying it up. But like, are you ever like, when you get home, like, oh shit, my kids like are going to see this one day?
I haven't felt like that with anything because I feel really strongly that I want my kids to be able to pursue whatever it is that I want them to be who they are. And I feel like, part of people's unhappiness is not being able to be their full selves, whether it's like parents or like society telling you who you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to be. I'm like, you know what? I'm still cute and I can wear a bathing suit on camera if I want to, like it's my life. And I don't feel like I'm doing anything inappropriate. So, just go be who you are.
This episode is brought to you by Dezo Spiked Superfruit Water, which, guess what, guys? No hangover. It is all natural ingredients, gluten-free vodka, so your stomach will feel good, and you'll feel even better the next day.
And I love it because it's literally like you get a little buzz because it's the gluten-free vodka, but then it has antioxidants, it has electrolytes. So what we really love about the brand is that it's like really just adding like healthy benefits to your life. So make sure to drink Dezo, and of course, if you know the hashtag, it's respectfully wild, which who doesn't want to be respectfully wild?
That's us. We're respectfully wild. So, millennial girls times Dezo. It's the perfect pair.
I feel like that's been a message this year that I'm starting to hear a lot. Like one of our last guests, Antonio, came on and he's 21 years old, starting his business and all this stuff. And he's just like, literally what I do in my job is I'm myself. And then you guys are saying the same thing. And then to now the late Larry King, unfortunately. I just posted an interview that he did on social, and that's one of the last things he says. He's like, I literally started my first day on camera. My dream was to be broadcast television, and they just told me, like, the trick is being yourself. So I'm just like, I mean...
But it's so weird because it's like you have, everyone's like, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. But then you have so many people that are like, no, you have to be a certain way. And you're like, I don't know. What do I do?
Don't listen.
Don't listen, start a podcast and do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
Bye.
exactly.
Yeah. I feel like you have that like internal knowing, like, you know where you're supposed to be. Like, I feel like there are so many ways to tune it out now between like your phone and like, I'm constantly distracted by like even things I don't even want to be on. You guys, like, why is Facebook still on my phone? I don't know, but it's a distraction from like, you know,
Totally.
like listening to your own intuition.
Yeah, definitely.
own
And
self.
I think when you get into the process of like, this is who I am, this is really like who I am intrinsically, I'm putting this out into the world, I have found that your closest inner circle tends to follow suit, and all the other people that are kind of naysayers tend to fall off a little bit. And that's okay.
That's true. Actually, yeah. I think actually that's a good point, which you just made me realize. I think if you're yourself, you are a leader. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Mind
know?
blown.
That's
and
why
like,
everyone
and people
follows suit.
falling
Okay.
off, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, it's just something that kind of happens naturally. And you don't have to have like a,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not going to talk to you anymore, but it's like you see that person a little less if they don't see you for who you truly are. And
But
that's
I
okay.
guarantee that they're going to be inspired by you. I think that when people see you, like,
Or jealous.
or
Right.
jealous, but that's just like them still like having that like mask on, or not being able to see like what's going on. Like when you're jealous of someone, like I think it's natural, but like to be like, okay, well, why? Like what is it in me that I'm not doing for myself that I'm jealous of that person? Or what is it that I'm not fulfilled in that you know, those feelings are making me not be able to be friends with them instead of being supportive?
For sure. I want to kind of like circle back a little bit. Like, do you guys have any like super weird moments where like either your husband or your kids are just like embarrassed, like to shit bite something that you guys did, or that you were just trying to be funny and it was just a total bust?
I've got
like,
one.
yes.
I've got one.
Yeah.
So my husband hates feeling uncomfortable or nervous. Like that's why he doesn't like
God.
English humor. Like he really doesn't like English comedies because it's so awkward. And he's like, oh, this is so cringy. I don't like it. Like he hates that
That's
feeling.
how my sister is. She gets super secondhand embarrassment. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, Marissa, it's a freaking show. Relax. Take a deep breath in the corner.
It's
Jesus.
weird where it's just like it passes on to him and that anxiety. I'm like, why does this stress you
Yeah.
out? But we did a whole sketch as mask police, and normally he likes most of the things we do, but for some reason, us walking around in these outfits pretending we were police that were like handing masks out to people and like yelling at people on bullhorns, it embarrassed him to a point that like he couldn't watch it, where he was like, you're at a Target telling an old man thank you for wearing your mask and dancing, and like he was just like, oh my God, it made him so uncomfortable. So that was kind of the one that like he didn't like.
Did the old man like appreciate the dancing police, or?
He was so nice. And he was wearing his mask properly. So
He said he liked our sunglasses, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I
Oh,
I'm
amazing.
just rolling with like it delights people when we come into a store as grown women dressed ridiculously and we just bring the joy, you know.
But yeah, it's
I mean, that's what everyone needs. Everyone needs like the breath of fresh air, the funny break right now, because everyone's so high strung and like on alert and just mad at everyone. So good for you guys for being funny and sharing it with the world.
I feel like the
trying.
stuff
for
with
sure.
the kids, I'm like my kids know. I'm like, okay, well this part isn't for kids, you know, but I do have a couple of friends that have like been like, oh, like put on the DAP video, didn't know. I'm like, okay, well now you guys know. Like would you show Chelsea Handler to like your children? No, like I'm not saying that we're a Chelsea Handler, but I'm like, we've, we go there with our comedy because we enjoy it, and it's not for kids, and it doesn't mean that just because I'm a mom that I can't do it. But like one of my cringy things that I had a really hard time of, I was in charge of a segment where it was like, what would your hall pass be? And like, so there were 4 of us on this show, and I was so embarrassed because I know like my mother-in-law was watching, like who, we like everyone we know is watching this because we had a big guest that week. Ashley, do you remember who when we did the hall pass? Who's your hall pass?
I think it was no, I think it was Iliza.
Iliza. Celeste.
I think it was yeah.
Yeah. And so I did this whole thing where I was like, it blew my mind. Do you guys know the meme where it's like she's like doing algebra and like looking like can't like,
Yes.
well, how does it add up when you're like, do you get like a budget for your hall pass? Like, how do you know when your eyes connect? Is it like sparks fly? And you're like, how do you leave? Because it's so awkward. You're like, okay, this is the hall pass. And like, do I have to get it signed? And my face was so red the whole time because I kept thinking like my mother-in-law's going to know my hall pass. Like I've never even talked about this with my husband before, but like it turns out everybody's like, you know what, like they're all educated, well read, like they all watch TV, like they can watch me say, do a bit on hall passes, and it was okay. And everyone's been supportive.
What did your husband say? Was he just like, oh?
He was like, my hall pass is the same person, is what he said. He literally said it. We had like a chat room and he was joking. Like he's funny. He knows that it's hard for me to talk about things like that, where I'm like, I grew up in Pennsylvania, like near Amish country. Like we've come a long way from like Amish country to my crop top sweater. I said my hall pass was like, but it had to be in character, was Noah from the Notebook, like in the Notebook.
Wait, no.
I had 2, and Jon Snow.
Okay, that's the one I was like, that's a throwaway one. You want us reach for the stars, not some wimpy like sad guy in a fur.
I thought it was just so hot. Like I thought it was very hot and magnetic. I felt like it would be like a magnetic thing because I was like, he won't fuck it up. He's not going to fuck up your one hall pass. It's like he can't talk. Maybe
I don't think he's going to stick the landing. That's why I want to dig around for like someone who's really going to go above and beyond for you and show you the best time. But
now that I've seen Bridgerton, I'm like, I want that tree scenario.
Of course.
Now we're talking.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it in like one night. Like after you guys had talked about it, another friend had told me about it. I think like a day or 2 after, I finished the whole season.
Did you say you finished it in one night?
I think I did. Because it was the one season, right?
Is it?
I think it was.
I
mean,
like
maybe 2.
6,
I don't know.
6 episodes.
Yeah, I thought it was short.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, the first episode was
Are
like,
we all judging the fact that I binge watched one whole season?
I am not.
No. I can do that. I do that.
I mean, I just was waiting for that. I am so sorry, Dad. The sex moments, because that's what everybody was talking about. Like, you guys were like, oh my God, the sex. And my other girlfriend, the sex. I'm like, okay, where the heck is it? Because it was like, I mean, yes, I know the first episode starts, but it's not with like the main person that everybody, I think, was talking about.
Yeah.
So it was like episode 3, episode 4, like where the heck is this hot sex that everyone keeps freaking talking about?
Oh,
and then,
it wasn't until later.
And then we get there.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then we get there.
And it was great. And you
Now
know,
it's renewed for like
it's all
19
about her.
seasons on Netflix.
I know.
It's the next Grey's Anatomy. It's gonna be on forever.
No, literally, it's going to be renewed for 19 seasons. I'm like, no, we don't need something for 19 seasons. We need it for like 2. Move
Look,
on.
I didn't think this was going to turn into a Bridgerton review, but I have to say that the way that it ended, I was like, it's done. Like, that was enough for me. I didn't think we needed to continue this story. So that's very
You think it's going to go
That's the
downhill
problem
from
with-
here?
Oh,
I'm not saying it will go downhill, but it's like they gave a lot away at the end. So, and I like to be left hanging. I like to feel depressed. I like you to break my heart. Like, they didn't do any of those things. So,
So you're like, hey, moving on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, too happy-go-lucky. We need a little bit more Greys in there where there's maybe a plane crash or like a fire or something happens.
I know.
Oh, God.
I'm sure they'll give it to us in the next 19
When they run out of
seasons, so-
ideas.
The Bridgerton plane
Literally, they're
crash.
just going to start.
Yeah.
Just gonna start copying.
The plane. Exactly. Not a horse and carriage. The
A
airplane.
plane all of a sudden.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think that's gonna be the perfect time for you guys to audition your cameo as Marie Antoinette
Yes.
to this show. And then you know how they do like the cover songs, but like on violin and stuff in the background?
Yeah.
They're gonna play WAP in the background, but like on violin, like romantically.
From the top.
And then you're gonna walk in.
Yeah. What a sing code.
Or you'll be the singers.
Or you guys can be the ones singing it.
Yeah.
Sing
You'll
it.
be the singers and we'll come and
famed
be your
sisters.
backup dancers. We'll be the backup dancers.
I've seen your TikTok dances. I'm down for that. Let's do it.
She's like, yeah, you're hired.
I'm definitely not doing the split, but
Absolutely
it's
not.
all
We
good.
can try. We can try. Shonda, we're calling, okay? We'll be right there.
Now I'm just imagining like the Duke like in the middle, like you having like that dance scene where everyone does the drink and then he like does the splits. Oh my God, that would just be. We just
The
took it to a
best.
whole other level. Bridgerton, call us.
Yeah, but you know, it is
Should probably watch
problematic.
it first.
He would leave Daphne for us, so that's the problem. So he'd be like, forget this lady.
Most
I want that crew.
definitely. Yeah, exactly. Totally. No. Oh my goodness. Well, I just want to say we really appreciate that you guys jumped on jumped on a guest. Don't jump on a guest. Jumped on a podcast with us. We are almost running out of time on Zoom, but if there's any last words you would like to say
To the people.
you know, that would make us laugh, or that would just be something really cringy. Let's leave
Go
them with
for it.
that.
Don't see the thing in Arizona. If you're ever driving through Arizona, there's a bunch of billboards that say stop and see the thing. And you're like, that sounds fascinating. And it's not worth it. I paid $5. It's kind of like a shriveled up person in a coffin that you could see through. It's not worth it. That's my advice. So that's my worldly advice.
I'm
Don't
going to double
see the
down.
thing.
Don't
I'm going to
stop
double
and
down
see
on
the
what
thing.
Ashley said. Don't stop and see the thing, but do stop and follow us. Follow us. Us.
Follow us.
Follow us.
We're at Mashley Comedy. So don't go to Arizona. Go to our Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing
That
good.
there it is.
Nothing
good happens in
I'm
Arizona.
I'm
Nothing.
extremely disturbed, and I'm sorry you just made me have to tell this story. But I was in Italy once. God, I'm crying, you guys. If you're not watching,
Oh no, her
this.
eyes drooling. Here
No,
we go.
It's not an eye drool. It's actually tears. It's actually tears because speaking of shriveled people in coffins, when I was in Italy, I remember we went to go see what's the name of the saint? Like
Anthony.
no, it wasn't Anthony. It was Saint Francis,
That was my
and he
second
has
guess.
like a whole.
The Pope.
Yes.
Here we go back.
No, not that one. He was a saint, and we've talked. The Pope has actually come on one of our episodes, guys. So check that out. But anyways, I went, and you go to see like I don't know what it's called when they like. What's the word?
You're asking the
They,
wrong
like-
person.
Yeah, when they
embalm.
like preserve the when they like preserve the person.
Like Walt Disney, where they freeze him.
No, that's another
Embalm,
one. That's
embalm.
cryotherapy.
Embalm.
Embalm.
Embalm. Okay, so apparently they like embalm him, and just that alone, and the fact that like millions of people are going to see a dead guy from thousands of years ago, which. Please do not knock me on this. I know he's a saint. I am Catholic myself, but it just scares the crap out of me. I'm sorry, guys. Like,
No, it's like going to see Walt Disney Frozen.
and then
No one wants to see that.
Maybe I do actually. That's interesting.
No.
But if he's decapitated, I don't.
What?
Anyway,
He's
no-go.
frozen
It's a no-go.
in one human form.
no, you know that they do two versions of this, right? You can either save your head for a
Stop.
cheaper amount
No.
or your whole body. I did a whole research paper on
Why?
this.
You know
Anyways.
Does he have his head?
No. It's like, no, you don't save the body because that's not going to do you any
Just
good.
the head.
Yeah, so you can either save just the head or you can save the whole body.
What fucking
And
use
then
does
they
that
put
do,
you upside
though?
down.
Yeah, what does that do then?
Because it like your brain.
Because they would
It's frozen.
reconnect
You need the brain.
you like whatever.
Yeah, they put your head
Yeah.
to another body, like when they bring you back to life one day
Oh,
and hope it
I'll
works.
roll the dice,
Or
yeah.
it's, yeah. So
Yeah.
just that was there. You go, guys. So don't go see this.
The
What's it
thing.
called?
The thing.
Don't go see the thing.
What's it called? The thing.
But look into cryotherapy. Anyways,
Isn't cryotherapy what you do when you...
Or cryonics. What is
yeah,
it?
cryotherapy is where you go and do your muscles.
Okay, not that one. The other one. The
You know
real,
what?
like,
just get
intense
Botox.
one.
Forget all
Just
of
get
that. Just go
Botox.
get some Botox. Don't worry about
Just
it.
get
You're
a
fine.
facial and some Botox. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
I would like a
Thank you.
raptor body when my head is put on another body. I really want a raptor body. I just want it to be noted in time and space. Yeah, I would love it.
Oh my god. Wait, the fact that we're actually debating this, whose head would I want on my body?
If you had Walt Disney's head on your body, that would be something else.
I'd probably
Defying
want to be
all
like
odds.
a mermaid for sure.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. But then you'd have to live in the water. I don't know if you don't
No,
like
but I would-
you don't like swimming.
No, I don't like the ocean. But then I would want to
Crawfish.
grow legs.
Oh, so she wants to turn into the real life Ariel. You
Yeah.
want to be a crawfish? Is that what you just
Nobody
said?
said, are you going to eat raw fish? You're just going to like, can I just, you just like biting into like, you know, a baby dolphin.
You don't want to be a crawfish in Texas. Very dangerous.
Mermaids eat baby dolphins? I'm so confused.
That did not happen in The Little
Yeah,
Mermaid.
that checks out.
Yeah.
That checks out. Yeah.
Wow, this took it for a really funny
Took
turn.
a turn. Fine, then I want to be Elsa.
Okay. Well, she's okay. Anyways, you guys, if we can put cartoons in this mix, we will do it for
Thank
you,
you.
Raquel.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm really cold. Anyways,
You're Elsa.
yeah, my hands. I think I'm starting to turn to ice. Okay. Anyways, please follow them. Plug yourselves one last time. Plug your personals. If you had a blast with us, and make sure to go listen to the other episode or watch it on their YouTube channel as well.
Where I
Because
went on
if
my
you want to
date.
see Raquel get completely humiliated, no offense, guys, it was really funny.
I don't think I was humiliated.
You handled it like a pro. I mean, you were really just wrangling those guys. But you can check it out on Mashley Comedy, either
wrangling.
on our Facebook, Instagram. I'm at that Ashley Park. Mandy,
I'm polite as fudge.
yeah, you were.
I love
That
it.
surprise you.
And that totally matches everything that you just told us about yourself today. And of course, you can
At-
follow us
Racquel Goldy.
at Natasha Salehi and on Instagram at millennial_girls.
Don't forget to leave that 5-star review because it really does help us. We don't know with what, but we just know it does.
And wow, as her clothes is falling off. And make sure to give us a 5-star review, subscribe.
Get that 5-star review
Give this
now.
a thumbs up if you, I don't know, something with this episode. If you something.
They've been touched
and we'll
by
see you in
it,
the next
for
one.
sure.
It's our first OnlyFans
This is-
episode.
What we say here, you guys, is peace, love, and unicorns. Bye, guys.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.